What's going on, guys? Get123 here with more Grand Theft Auto 5, and in front of me right here I have the 4 brand new DLC cars from the High Life update. As you can see in order, they are the Massacro, the Huntley S, the Zentorno, and the Dinka Thrust motorcycle. So these are going to be the 4 videos, or the 4 vehicles rather, that we're going to be giving you an overview of today. This is just going to be like a brief showcase of each car, its handling, and things like that. But then in the future I'm going to be bringing you guys customization guides for each car. So check the description below for a specific guide on each car, where I'll show you the upgrades and everything that you need to know. So they will be added to the description as I make them. And so the first one we've got here is the Massacro, and as you can see, it is a very nice looking car. Obviously it doesn't look quite as exotic as the Zentorno, since it's much cheaper. I think it's $275,000 or $250,000, but either way, it's definitely an attractive looking car. Up next we have the Huntley, and that's, you know, it's alright. I'm not crazy about it. It looks kind of a little bit chode-like, but you know, overall, it is an SUV after all, so I don't expect it to look like super crazy. And I should mention that I ordered all of these in white, just to keep this consistent. I didn't want to order them in different colors. This is the default that they come in. But overall, okay, the Huntley doesn't look bad. I like that it comes with the black roof, black hood, and little spoiler thing on the back there. And overall, it looks nice. And then we've got the Zentorno, and this thing looks awesome. The front end looks a little generic. Well, I shouldn't say generic. Front end looks aggressive and awesome, but I think it's the back of it that looks really awesome, especially when you upgrade it. So I can't wait to experiment with the different colors and everything that are gonna come along with this. And lastly, the Dinka Thrust motorcycle. This one looks, you know, a little different than I expected. I expected it to be more of like a sports bike, but it's got kind of a longer build to it. Almost looks more like a touring bike, where you know, you'd have your woman on the back and explore the countryside and things like that. So alright, the first thing we're gonna do is take out the Massacro here, and I'm driving it for the first time as I speak right now because this is a live commentary. So let's see how this thing handles. Alright, loading screens. Yes, you gotta love loading screens. Hopefully there's nobody here that blows me up, because I am in a public lobby, but alright, let's see what this thing can do. This is stock, no upgrades or anything, and alright, so far right off the bat, feels good. The handling feels pretty decent. You can see as I swerve here, the handling's not super tight, but the traction's pretty good. As much as I'm swerving, I'm not really sliding much. As I, you know, pull it right to left, it's kind of keeping its line fairly well, and e-brake there, kind of hit the wall a little bit. The handling feels, I don't know, I don't want to say sluggish, I don't know, I think once I upgrade it, it'll feel a little better. It does feel maybe a tad sluggish, but I don't want that to be like a bad selling point, you know. I'm not trying to bash the car, I'm just driving it for the first time. But let's get it some speed. Oh, there's a crash. Get it a little bit speed. Yeah, as you can see, not being upgraded is not the fastest car, but once again, it's a sports car and not a super car. But overall, you know, not too bad. For the price of $250,000, it's an attractive car, and I'm definitely glad that I bought it. But that's that for that one. We are going to move on to the next one, which I believe is going to be the Huntley. So I don't want you guys to think that I'm trying to bash the cars right off the bat, you know. I'm not trying to be too picky. I'm trying to give you my honest opinion, and I'm definitely considering the fact that that's a cheaper car. You know, I'm not expecting it to be perfect. So alright, here's the Huntley, and I imagine that this one's going to be a little bit more sluggish, probably a higher center of gravity, being that it's an SUV. It might be kind of teetery and tilty when we bring it side to side, but let's see what the top speed is like and all that. So pulling out right off the bat, actually for an SUV it seems pretty zippy right off the bat. As you can see, it's kind of moving. It's not, you know, super fast, but left to right, you know, handling's fairly good. It's not spinning out of control. Let's take a sharp corner. You can see that cornering, it's not the greatest, because, you know, after all, it is an SUV. This isn't a supercar or anything. So it wasn't able to take that corner as sharply as I hoped. Let's see. Let's rip the e-brake on it one time, see how it slides. And so, yeah, like, it's about what you'd expect for an SUV. It's nothing mind-blowing. Not bad at all, but not fantastic. But definitely an attractive car, even though I said, yeah, it's a little chody. But it's an SUV, and that's probably bound to happen. I can't wait to upgrade it and see what I can do with it. So, up next, I think what we're going to do is the Dinka Thrust motorcycle. And then we're going to save the Zentorno for last, because obviously you always save the best for last. So, let's see here. We'll drive down to the Dinka Thrust right here, and like I said, this thing definitely looks long. It's a long bike. It's not like a stunt bike or a speed bike. Those are usually a little bit shorter. You're more hunched over. Your knees are bent. You know, you've usually got like a 90-degree angle in your knees. But as you can see on this thing here, for the most part, you are straight-legged. So that tells you right off the bat that this thing really is a lot longer. But, man, I'm noticing that this thing picks up fast. I mean, it's got some pretty good pickup. And, oh, God, that guy, I don't even think he had his blinker on. What a dick. Oh, wow. All right, let's try that again. Let's try a wheelie right off the line and see how that goes. As we all know, wheelies have been toned down since GTA 4, but you can hold it. It gets pretty high up there, and like I said, the speed is nice. Let's try an endo here. Let's see how that goes. Nope, doesn't want to endo. Maybe the back end's too heavy, maybe it's a little too long. But overall, like a lot of the other speed bikes or motorcycles, it appears that the handling is pretty decent. It might not be quite as sharp as the other bikes, the turning anyway, just because of its size and it being a little longer. But I think once we upgrade it, it will definitely be able to compete with the other bikes. So I definitely like that one. That's good. So far, all three of these are pretty solid. I would have to say at this point, the motorcycle there is probably my favorite. And now the best for last, we are going to get in the Zentorno. So let's see, you've got a lot of holes in back there. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 holes. I don't know if those holes are over the engine, or is that like a V12 engine or something? I don't know a ton about cars. Maybe the holes are over the cylinder, since I believe that the engine would be in the back, being that it's a supercar. Absolutely. Alright, so, right off the bat, let's see. And it's moving. It's going. It's going. And bear in mind, this is not upgraded at all. So this thing appears to definitely be pretty zippy. It's really hard to tell unless you're actually in a race comparing it against other cars. And I think I've managed to wreck every single car I've taken out so far. Let's check out the steering, the handling for like sharper turns. Definitely a decent turning radius. Way better than the SUV. As you can see, I was able to turn right in here. And, you know, we weren't even close to hitting the wall or anything. Very, very sharp turning radius. I definitely like that. I can imagine that once it's upgraded, it's only going to be better. And let's try swinging it left to right. I like it. You know, it's keeping its line pretty well. And you can see it. Wow, I really ripped it hard there to the left, and it didn't fishtail. After all that, I did hit the pole, but it didn't fishtail. It didn't really go out of control. Let's try that again. There, it kind of fishtailed at the end, but for the most part, it held its traction for a long time, and it's definitely an impressive vehicle. So, with that, guys, that is just your quick overview of each of the 4 new DLC vehicles. But like I said, if you'd like to find out any more about these cars, check the description below. I will add them. Ooh, nice gull-wing doors. Or not gull-wing, butterfly? I'm not sure. Anyways, yeah, if you'd like to see more about any of these cars specifically, check the description below for their specific customization guides and things like that. So, with that, please stay tuned for more videos in the future. I will see you next time.